Hi there, my name is Dave. I recently had all my pipes freeze and had to redo all my plumbing. Called the plumber, got a quote. I couldn't afford it. It's quite expensive. Support your local plumber, but if you can't afford it, you're going to have to do it yourself. That's what I had to do, and I made it through. Watched some videos, learned what to do, and took care of everything. So I wanted to share that information and kind of give back a little bit because I got a lot from YouTube and tutorials, and this is just one more. So hopefully if you watch a few, you'll feel confident enough to where you can do it yourself if that's what you got to do. Alright, but first thing, we're going to start out with the parts that I used and how to put them together. I used PEX Plumbing and this type of material instead of the traditional PVC worked fantastic. It can hold up under harsh conditions and is a lot easier to work with and less expensive. It's flexible, so you can run a line to each appliance and not have to create a maze with the traditional PVC. So first, let's check out our parts. Alright, first thing we are going to see is there's not too many parts, not too complicated. I chose to go with a crimping style. There's also something called a shark bite, and I hear that works really great. This one I heard works really great. I went with this for various reasons, but I think either way you go, whether it's shark bite or the crimping style, they're both everyone says they're both quality. So here is the coils that we buy in PEX tubing. It comes in, white, black, blue, and red. So there's some benefits to the blue and red. You can run your hot water with the red and your cold water with the blue. I chose to run my supply lines with white, hot water with red, cold water with blue, so they're easy to identify. First, I got the crimp tool set, and I went with this one because I used 1/2 inch pipe and 3/4 inch pipe for different reasons I'll show you in a bit. And so this, instead of buying, 1/2 inch, one for 1/2 inch, and another tool for 3/4, I bought the one that you can interchange the head and the crimping tool, and it cost me about $89 at Lowe's. This in here was to confirm that the crimp was, crimped properly. Read the instruction on the tools. There's a few instruction. If it needs calibrated, it says it's calibrated up to like the first few hundred crimps. I didn't do any more than that, and it's worked out great. I didn't have to calibrate it, and would have to read the directions again to figure out how. So you can find them on eBay, and heck, after you're done with your project, you can sell them on eBay. They seem to hold up in their price. They're like $69 or $70 on eBay. So I think after shipping, you're about paying the same thing. So I just bought it at Lowe's. The other tool, it's about $7, is your cutting knife. Works like a pair of scissors. And this is what you're going to cut your tubing with. Don't try and use regular scissors or a razor blade. This for $7 to keep all your lines nice and even and your cuts nice and clean. It's worth the $7. So, all right, there we go. The crimping rings. These are copper crimping rings. I'll show you how those work. They will go on the tube, along with what you're going to crimp together, and they'll hold on. So here's a valve. There's lots of different types of connections you might need, like elbows, T's, and various sizes. I connected my 3/4 pipe with 1/2-inch pipe, so there are those things, and they're very organized over at Lowe's. I'm sure I don't have a Home Depot near me. I'm sure Home Depot has it too. So you just kind of look at their shelf and see the different T's and elbows and the different sizes, plan out what you need, and then just drop them in shopping cart. My whole project cost me about $300. Well, $300 to $400. The quote I got to have it repaired by a plumber was close to $3,000. So I think I did pretty good. No regrets. Okay, so here we go. Going to demonstrate one. Alright, so let's say I want to crimp, I want to put a valve onto my pipe. First thing we do is put that copper ring on. Leave about 1/8 of an inch off of the edge. Put your valve in. Take your tool. I'm not going to actually crimp it down because I do not want to waste materials right now, but this is the idea. It's like you put it right in where you want it crimped, and this is me pretending I'm crimping it. You might get a workout. It is a bit of an effort to really close these down to crimp. That you would need after the pipes are connected, you want to fasten them like to the wall or to the ceiling, wherever, so they're tucked in out of the way. So those will snap in. Get a hammer, hammer that up, and so it fastens up to the ceiling, and so it's out of the way. And that is all there is to it. One more thing, I should have started with this. Cutting with the knife, not too hard. Don't cut it crooked. Make sure you have a nice straight cut. Make sure you're at a 90-degree angle there. And cuts that easy. If you cut it crooked and kind of carelessly, you put it on, you're not going to get a nice seal. So get a nice even cut. And then, it's a little bit better. That's pretty clean. Again, you put your copper ring on, whatever you want to fasten it to. And then your crimp tool. Okay, we are back downstairs and we're going to show you it in action. Here's what it looks like. So I chose to use the white hose for my supply line. Here's my emergency shutoff valve, and then my blue line. Each side gets a crimp ring, and then that hose runs to my appliance. Also, there is one of those supports that can hold it to the ceiling and keep everything organized. And I will explain my manifold to you also. Just a second.